welcome y'all to another session of Bernadette Yelling and hoping that you get something out of it. I was just telling another friend right before I got off of this that 2 days ago, I found out that there's an inbox on Threads. I had no idea. Did you guys know this on Threads that there's an inbox that people can DM you? I had no clue. So I opened up the inbox to find more than 1,000 messages. More than 1,000 messages of people asking me for money or time or energy. And I was like, great. If this is what you are, if you want to pick my brain, if you want funding from me, if you want this, then you just need to sign up for my email list. And then I get comments from people being like, oh, why are you making people sign up for an email list? I'm like, because the people on the Threads aren't serious until you actually commit some level of commitment. And if you can't even do an email subscription to my thing, why would I spend time, energy, give you time on my calendar? Okay. So why am I bringing all this up? One is because this is like real vibe Bernadette, but also because this is what we're going to be talking about today, which is how to flow your worth. Okay. So do me a favor. And I want you to write down FLOW from top to bottom on a piece of paper. What up, Brian? Welcome. Brian just bought his tickets. I said, Brian, hey, you want to come to this thing? He's like, where is it? I have a thing the next week in Denver. You know what? Oh, whatever. I can come to Charlotte. And then he just signed up. That's the vibe. What are you going to say, Brian?
I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for you to come too. So FLOW. Now, all of these, this meeting and the next meeting, which is the last in the series, are all structured the same way. I get to talk to you guys and coach you guys for about 25 minutes. And then for the next 25 minutes, you got to go do something with what I just taught you. Okay. So give me a nod or a yes or something if you agree that after I stop talking 15 minutes from now, you will actually do something within the 25 minutes. Okay. There's a lot of people talking and not enough doing. All right. So here is where I have also completely changed my vibe this year. I decided I'm not going to spend so much time on slides because I actually know what I'm talking about. And so I just need everyone to listen. Michelle turned around. She says, yes, you do. Yes. How many of us, true story, because some of you are in the upcoming speaker mastermind, we're like, we get so caught up in like the slides that we don't actually spend enough time on what's the whole vibe. So here's what I have learned over the last decade from myself as an entrepreneur, from now coaching hundreds of people through the Crush Your Money Goals program, and also now being an angel investor and someone who coaches other businesses. I figured out that everyone is doing the shit backwards. So all you're going to learn today is how to do this in the correct order, because all of you are probably doing some of this, but just in the wrong order. Okay. So here's what I figured out. Tell me if any of this resonates with you. When someone realizes, oh crap, I don't have enough money to run the life that I want to run. I'm going to need to side hustle, or I'm going to need to start a business, or I'm going to figure out another source of income. Anyone have that thought? You're like, oh crap, I don't have enough money, so I need more money. Ruthie's, this is me right now. Okay. Marriott says, this is happening right now. I love that Marriott, every time she comes, she's just floating in the universe, right? So this is the pattern that I've seen 80% of people do. They're like, you know what? Let me build up the motivation and the confidence and let me get over my imposter syndrome and let me process and think about what it is that I want to do and think some more and ask people and listen to every podcast. And then I'll come up with an idea. Okay. Then once I have the idea, if we get to that point, most people just sit in the, oh, I have lots of ideas and I'm not going to do anything with it. Okay. So let's just assume you get past that stage and you say, okay, now I have an idea of something that I want to create. Maybe it's a product, maybe it's a service, maybe it is like my time, energy that I'm selling to people. Let me go figure that out. And then we spend all this time making a pretty website and making swag and putting things on t-shirts and making business cards, and then not actually building a good product. Okay. Then we're like, okay, I built the product. I haven't told anyone about it because I'm afraid people are going to make fun of this thing or people are just not going to like it. And so I'm just not going to tell anyone about it. But now let me like tell some people about it, but let me price it really low. Oh, let me give it for free. Let me give it away for free because who's going to pay for this? And then after all is said and done, Why haven't I made any money? Why haven't I made any money? Why have I made some money, but it took so much time and effort and energy, and I don't want to do this shit anymore? Okay. So Ruthie says she feels exposed. Has anyone gone through any part of this cycle at any point in the last, I don't know, decade? Chris, hey, Chris, nice to meet you. We just met. I just started yelling at you. Hello. Mary saying yes. Okay. That shit is backwards. Okay. It's backwards. Everyone is doing this backwards. So let's fix this. Starting today, you're going to go in the right direction, and it's called flow. It spells out the word flow. Okay. So let's write this down. And by the way, this is in real time changing because I got this happening so much that you guys will help me iterate the next version of this. All right. F. Ready? Finances. L. Leads. Look at AJ putting it in the chat for you, being so nice. O. Operations/offers. I'm debating which one I'm going to go with because I'm going to see which one you guys fuck up more. And that's the one we're going to go with. Okay. O, operations or offers. W, worth. Finances, leads. Operations/offers. I'm leaning towards offers, but we'll find out. W, worth. Okay. All right. So this is going to go real fast. So pay attention. Okay. Look alive. For those of you who are already in my Crush Bootcamp, this is going to be easier work for you. Actually, I think almost everyone else who isn't in my bootcamp is like a financial educator. So this also should not be that hard. Okay. As of today, what is your current net worth? Write it down. Finances. We're on F. Finances. If the answer is I don't know, guess what your first homework assignment is today? I want to know to the penny. You should know your finances so well that you should know your net worth you could look it up at any point in time and you could give a dollar amount down to the penny. That's how crazy I am about finance, but that's why I'm rich. Okay. All right. So, Chris, you have a question? Yeah, go ahead.
So how do you calculate your net worth?
Okay. It is assets minus liabilities. So everything you owe minus everything you own. And if you want an in-depth about this, you can buy my starter kit for $47 or you can buy my book. Cheer Buddy goals. $10 on audiobook. Okay. So calculate your net worth. Next question is how much do you need to retire? What is a dollar amount you need to retire? For those of you who are in my bootcamp, you already know the answer, which is 25 times your annual expenses. Okay. So even if you know these numbers, I need everyone to write this shit down. Okay. What do you need to retire? Why is this important? My group last night got a talking to last night. What Mariotta's, yeah, we got a talking to real bad last night. Catherine's, yep. The talking to. I asked this question last night in the group. I said, simple question, are you free? Are you free? And some people are like, depends. Yes, because I have freedom of choice and my mind is free and I'm floating in the universe, all this other stuff, right? Which is great. By the way, I love that vibe. That's like half the battle. But practically speaking, if you cannot stop working and all of a sudden your life would get screwed up because there was no income, you are not free. Okay. This is sobering. Some of you are looking at me like, God, I did not know I was coming to church today. It's Monday. I thought it was Monday. Okay. We are not free until we come to work because we choose to. You feeling me on this? Okay. So the way that I teach is I teach all of my clients to work to the point that they will be free, that when they come to work, it's because they choose to. And I hope you all get to choose work that you love and are obsessed about and things that really matter to you in the world. Okay. So The way that we work towards that is we got to figure out how much would it cost to run my lifestyle in its current format. Now I get it. Like your lifestyle might not be perfect right now, might not be exactly how you want to live, but we know what it is today. And we're not going to spend a lot of time daydreaming about what if this, what if that, what if my kids were out of the house, what if I spent less on groceries, whatever it is today, just assume that you're going to live a similar lifestyle. Okay. So right now, if you don't know that number, take a guess right now and say, I spend $5,000, $10,000 a month. Okay. Then you're going to take that number, you're going to multiply it by 12, which is how much you spend in a year. And then you're going to multiply that by 25. Okay. So in the chat, let's make sure everyone's alive. What is the number that you came up with on how much you need to retire? In the chat. 2.5, 900, 1.5, 2.5, 1.7. Okay. The lowest number I saw so far was 900, which means that everyone, if you wanted to stop working, you would have to be a millionaire. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Maybe some of you already are millionaires. Awesome. Then why are you working so hard? That would be my next question. If you already have all the money, why are you still working like a dog? And by the way, I'm asking myself that question right now because I don't get it. Some days I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I working so hard? Okay. So take that number you need to retire, and then take the number of your current net worth and subtract. What is the difference? Write it down, everybody. I promise this will all make sense. Write it down, and then in the chat, what is the difference between the two? $690K. Good. Melody is quick. Melody is not playing games today. I like it.
I need to be a millionaire quickly.
This series is brought to you by Plutus. So the Plutus Foundation is a foundation that's been around for more than 15 years that recognizes the best of the best in personal finance and tries to empower financial educators to increase their reach and be able to put good information and put good education out. Because y'all can tell the world right now, we could use some real solid financial education, not just advice from people on the internet, right? So all that to be said, actually, a lot of you are already signed up to come and meet us at the summit. I had this epiphany this morning that where I messed up in my business for the last 2 years is that I spent way too much time focusing on people who do not care about showing up in real life. That is my Melody's. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think I'm in the right place. This is my ask to you, is that I made it a mandatory requirement of anyone who's working with me this year that we must make efforts to meet each other at least once in person, if not more. And so all of my clients who are in my current, they are required to come to Charlotte or other places to come hang out in real life, because I think that's actually where real, honest conversations happen. I don't think honest conversations are happening online, if I'm being honest. I'm encouraging y'all to come join us May 6th to the 8th in Charlotte. It is a 2-day summit with an evening karaoke kickoff, which will be super fun. And the point of this summit is for anyone who has yet to have either made $1 million or kept $1 million, and you feel that you have a mission or a reason on earth that more people should be aware about. And so maybe you're still trying to figure out what that mission is. Maybe some of you already have that mission and you're like, but it's not making money and therefore I cannot live. Or I'm making money right now, but I'm making a lot of money, but I have no time. And this summit we put together for people who really want to focus on scaling sustainably, but also ethically, not just their income, but their net worth as well. And what I'm really excited about is that the website finally just went live today. And we're like we're less than 90 days out now from the event. And just to give you a quick overview of what's happening here, we're going to be talking through these 6 I's. So income, intention, investing, insight, interconnectivity, and impact. And there's going to be specific mentors that I have personally tapped to come and teach y'all. I decided, this is the other thing, write this down. From now on, you should aim, write this in. Right? From now on, I should aim to be the dumbest in the room. Okay? Everyone that I asked to join and to speak and to teach, these are not just speakers, these are people who are coming and willing to teach. We have people flying in from all over the country. They are coming because I think I am dumber than them. And I can learn so much from them. So I have personally tapped my mentors who have taught me over the last couple of years on money and business and how to be a good person. And because I needed a lot of teaching on that last part. And that's what we're going to cover in those 3 days. And so the agenda is up here. Here are some of the people who are coming to teach us. Everyone on this list is either already a millionaire, already financially independent, already reached $1 million in revenue or more, or have already reached 1 million people in their platforms, or all of the above. And then down here, excitingly, Kevin is going to be helping us lead this effort. Is we're doing what we call Plutus Voices, which in past years have been an opportunity for up and coming people to build their platforms. And this year we're making it a competition. And people are going to be going through a intensive speaker training over the next couple of months. And then their capstone is going to be at the event, and there will be prizes. And you guys will get to judge on who wins. Because what's the point of being human if you don't get to judge other humans? I am very excited for this. And if you have any questions about this, please hit me up afterwards at hello@crushyourmoneygoals. And I'm going to ask a favor. If you're not signing up for this, can you please let us know why? If you decide, if this is not for you, it'd be really helpful feedback for me to understand. Is it the timing? Is it the price? Is it, I don't understand what the value of this is, because what I am trying to help people with is people have asked me for all sorts of different things. And so I'm like, okay, so I'm going to create this thing so that I can give you everything that you asked for. And then people are like, oh, I'll see if I can make it. And so I would really love your feedback on what it is that you want to see and how this might best serve you. 1 million, 1.75. Okay. 301, 1.9. Heather's not going to get yelled at today. Okay, great. Heather, I'll see you in dance class later today. We're going. Okay. So 2.7. All the people who are already working with me, they're like, I don't want to get yelled at. An exact number. Great. Okay. Now, how many more years do you really want to be working like a dog? Really, the answer for all of us is 0, but let's be realistic here. How many? Melissa already called. It's like none. Okay, let me rephrase the question. How many more years do you want to be working? Can you be working before you want to say, I'm coming to work because I really just choose to? So 9 years, 10 years, 9 years is what I see. 10 years. Tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to take Victoria's answer of tomorrow. So the spoiler alert is that if Victoria wants to stop working as of tomorrow, then whatever the difference was on her number is how much she has to make between now and tomorrow. And we good. So a lot of you said 10 years. I'm just going to use the 10 years as like simple math here. Okay, I'm going to use an example. Someone said $1 million is about the difference, and I can solidly do this for 10 years. Okay. So $1 million divided by 10 years, math nerds, what is that? $1 million divided by 10 years is what? 100K. Thank you, accountant. 100K. Thank you, project manager. Thank you. Okay. 100K a year. That's how much you have to net. Okay. Now, this is where all the entrepreneurs get fucked up. We're still an F, by the way, and then everything else flows much easier than this. Okay. Everyone that knows an entrepreneur like forgets there's a thing called taxes and forgets that there's like things called expenses. Okay. And a lot of what I have to coach my clients through is, did you pay your taxes? Why are we surprised every year that taxes come up? Okay. So just again, for easy math, this is not actually how the tax system works, but let's just say you like let's just add a 20% markup. Okay. So if you have to make 100K to get to your $1 million a year, then really you got to make 120K to pay for taxes. Are you tracking me, y'all? Yes. Okay. 120K a year if you want to get to $1 million in 10 years net. This is assuming you had no expenses, that this like service you provide actually has no costs, but that's for another day. Okay. So $120,000 a year divided by 12 months is how much a month? Look at AJ, he's so bored. He just yawned so loud. 10K. Okay. 10K. 10K a month. Okay. This is where a lot of you have already gone awry with your businesses, with your podcasts, with your lead magnets, with all this other shit that people tell you to build. Is that going to get you to 10K a month? Yes or no? That's just the simplest thing. If I'm selling a $9.99 product, $9 and $10 product, and I got to make 10K, how many of these do I have to sell? I have to sell 1,000 of them in a month. Okay. So this is like a perfect example. Like, again, I told you guys last week with the book, I was like, I'm not going to get to 10K a month by selling a $10 book. I got to figure out something else. The book can be part of it, but that cannot be the only product I sell. I'm not Brene Brown. I'm not Vivian Tu. I'm not any of these people who have millions of followers and therefore I can sell 1,000 books a month. That's not realistic for me. So you have to work within the reality of this is what makes me so pissed off, to be honest, with a lot of the stuff that's going in the personal finance and the coaching world. Is a lot of people are like, you can be rich. You just have to follow what I did. But you have 5 million followers. We're not the same. Okay. So this leads us to L, leads. Okay. So we figured out the whole point of running a business is so that you can make money, so that you can live, so that you don't have to live in this business forever. Okay. Y'all are tracking me on this? Like, why build a business that will trap you for the rest of your life? So start building it from the very beginning that you will have an exit strategy. Okay. So in this example, if we have if our goal is to get to $1 million in the next 10 years, and I'm like, okay, I have the energy and the wherewithal to be able to do this for another 10 years, that means I got to make 120K, pay my taxes, and I got to make at least 10K a month. Okay. Next question is leads. So who do you want to serve? It makes me crazy when I talk to people with businesses and I ask them, who is your ideal client? And they cannot answer that question. Number one criteria of a good lead is what? Let's take guesses. Unmute yourself. What is the number one criteria of a good lead?
Someone that's already familiar with your work.
Okay. Melissa? Melody, take a guess since you said it's a hard one.
I would say someone who is serious about moving forward with whatever it is you're selling.
Okay. Warmer. What else? You guys are getting warmer.
Your email list.
Hold on. Heather and then whoever was after Heather.
I just said someone like your ideal, who you serve that can actually afford to pay you.
Okay. All right. Heather. Okay. Notice all the ladies are like someone who I can serve and someone who knows who I am and someone who's ready to take action. It is someone who can pay. It is so simple, guys. The number one criteria of a good lead is someone who is willing to pay and has the money. But what are y'all doing? Y'all going after a bunch of broke people who ain't got no money, who ain't got no time, who ain't got no vibe. And then wondering why this whole thing is not working. Okay? You need to appeal to people who want to pay. Leads are people who should pay, not listeners, not readers, not people who are willing to. That's how you make money. Okay. Now I know this sounds obvious, but a lot of you are shaking your heads like, oh shit, I've not been doing this. I have not been doing this. I've been targeting people who just want to hear my voice or think I'm a good person or whatever. Okay. So here's the truth. When you pay for something, what are you expecting in return? When you pay for something, what are you expecting for in return?
A service, a product, an outcome, something tangible, results.
The result that I asked for. Okay. So Maggie's definitely been through some sort of training before. Transformation. That's a coach's favorite word. Transformation. Everyone is paying for transformation. Okay. Last I checked, all bought iPads and iPhones and cute earrings and clothes. Did y'all feel transformed? I don't think so. Y'all still paid. Okay. Yes, transformation is definitely like you were selling a coaching product, whatever. But there's plenty of products and services that we all buy that does not provide, actually does the opposite of transformation. You know what? I bought a really good cookie yesterday. I was not transformed. Okay. So you're paying for a result. Okay. Leads, right? So you have to today decide, who am I serving that has a willingness and ableness to pay? I'm going to tell you right now, people just scrolling past your shit on Instagram are not going to pay you. Okay. You have to give them a reason to pay you. So what is the reason that they will pay you? Everyone in the chat right now, I want to hear one sentence as to why someone should pay you today. One sentence why. I'll show you an example. Okay. People pay Bernadette Joy because I show a proven framework and a customized plan that they will get to $1 million in 10 years or less. Notice it wasn't Bernadette is fun and Bernadette tells jokes and Bernadette is cute and Bernadette has a beautiful website and whatever. Notice that the reason that people pay me has nothing to do with me. If you want to get paid, then you have to give them the reason that matters to them. And everyone is fucking this up because everyone's like, you know what I need? I need a really nice headshot, and I need like a YouTube channel, and I need a podcast with a really nice thumbnail. Right? Versus saying, why would people pay for this? Why would people pay for the service or product I provide? Notice, like, if you notice the last couple of calls, I have come here with no makeup. Yes, last time my hair was still wet. Y'all didn't pay to come see a pretty person. You came here to learn. Right? So I create a custom skin treatment plan to help you achieve your skincare goals. Okay, we're going to use Mariachis as an example. Little bit of tweaking is you need to tell people what their goal is. They don't fucking know. They don't know. Okay? Like, I'm not saying this is the right answer, but like a slightly better version would be I create a custom, like you get a custom skin treatment plan because it's not about, right? Doesn't matter. You get a custom treatment plan to help you look like JLo, to help you have perfectly acne-free skin, to have tiny pores. I don't know what people's skincare goals are. I'm gonna guess anyone in this room, if Marietta said, I will give you a custom skincare plan that will make you look 10 years younger. Would you be more willing to pay for that than for me having to figure out what your skin goals are? Does that make sense? So just like a little bit of tweaking, and it's like infinitely more obvious why someone should pay you. Okay? Who are you serving? Can they pay? Okay? And what is the result that you're willing to give them? All right. Now let's go to O is offer / operations. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to go with offer. Okay. So I'm going to keep using Marietta's as an example. All right. Her offer, we just updated it to say, I create a custom skincare plan for you to make you look 10 years younger. Okay. How does she do that? Now we get into the how. Is it, I don't know anything about skincare. Is it microabrasion? Is it like facials? Is it like completely ripping off your face and giving you a new one? Who knows? I don't know, right? But then that's where for your offer, for your operations, you have to make sure that what you promised actually gets delivered. And this is again where people are messing up. They're saying, oh, first of all, we didn't decide how much money we want to make. Then we go after all the broke people. Then we tell them, well, just do whatever you want. You tell me what you want, and then I'll just do it. And then when they tell us what they want, we don't know how to deliver that because we're creating a custom thing every single time. And then we're not good at delivering that thing. You tracking me on this? This applies to any business. We have a variety of businesses in here. Not everyone here is just like a financial educator. I know Susan's got like a aging facility going on. Marietta obviously does skincare. Right? This applies to any business. So you have to decide on the offer that you think you can provide the best and that you can be in the top 10% of people. This is again, like where I'm going to really push you guys because 27 of you showed up today when you could be anywhere else. Stop putting out shit that just copies other people's shit. What are you the best at? What can you say that you're in the top 10% of the world that if you put that offer out, it would go pretty much flawlessly, like at least 80% of the time? I don't expect 100% because like we're all human. We all F up. I've effed up many times in my business. I'm lucky that my clients forgive me. But 80% of the time, if people just follow what I said to do, they will see results. So like within the skincare world, right? What is Marietta in the top 10%? And by the way, you don't even have to be in the top 10% of the world. You just have to be top 10% of Charlotte or the Charlotte area, right? Because generally speaking, people aren't like flying from like Alaska to go get a facial or something, right? So where are you in the top 10% that you can offer the best thing? So in the chat, what is the offer for the problem that you are solving for the ideal customer that is willing to pay? So starting this year, for me as an example, the 1,000 people in my inbox who just asked, oh, can you take, literally this morning, got a message in LinkedIn saying, can you spend 5 minutes and give me feedback on my pitch deck? No, I can't. And you know what my response was? My response was, I don't do unpaid labor. But if you want my insights, then join my email list. I'm not going to appease every 1,000 person that asked me for time on my calendar today and showed zero willingness to pay. So Melissa said custom college funding plan and scholarship essay coaching for their children. Okay. So custom college funding plan and scholarship essay coaching for their children. Ultimately, what result is she offering? Melissa doesn't answer. Nope, Melissa doesn't get to answer. Let's figure out if people. This is a testing of Melissa's marketing.
I have a question based on the marketing. What does custom college funding plan mean? Is that free money? Is that student loans? I don't know what that means.
So we're getting feedback in real time right now. If there are too many questions after you say what you're offering, the offer is not clear. And it might, for certain things, it might take an extra step or two or whatever. But that's a great question. Is she trying to get them grant money? She's trying to get them scholarship money? Whatever. So ultimately, if Melissa is helping parents, because who's really paying? Is it the kid or is it the parents? Ruthie, I think, screamed parents, right? So it's the parents, right? What problem are they solving for these parents? Some of you have college-age kids. Tuition, going broke. Get these kids out of the mother effing house. That is what they're solving for these parents. I don't want my grown-ass adult kid with no job, still living under my roof, and I had to pay extra money for them to go to college because they didn't get their shit together. That's a big problem. That's a big problem to solve. That's at least a $100K problem, if not $1 million problem. Because if your kids are not self-sufficient, guess what? You're going to be responsible, right? So where could this be clearer for Melissa is, okay, if she actually showed, here's how much it costs to go to college. I create a custom plan for your child to get funded through scholarships. And this is how much you could save. And I only charge $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. Even if she charged $10,000, but she could potentially save someone $100,000, is that worth it? Yes or no? So what a lot of you guys are doing on the offer is you're pricing it too low. You're not showing what people actually receive in terms of that. And a lot of you guys, you probably have heard this before, you guys are talking about features and not benefits. So in Melissa's case, her offer might look like, oh, we spend, I'm just making it up, I have no idea, but I give them an assessment, and then I give them like modules so that they can write their essays, and then I provide feedback for them, and then I give you a list of the places where they can submit it, and then like we also do coaching, I don't know, whatever it is that she's doing. Those are features. Benefits would be your kid gets scholarship money. You save money for retirement instead. You get these mother effing kids out of the house. You get to have sex again with your husband. There's 100 other benefits other than what I bet you if I went to her website right now, she was describing. Okay? So think about that. Like when you look at your offer, are you doing features or are you doing benefits? And are you offering it in a way that requires very little questions? Kevin is a financial advisor. What I love about financial advisors, it's like relatively simple. It's I will help you become rich. It's pretty much a tagline, right? It's I will help you become rich. Do you want to be rich? Yes or no? But then what are the benefits? I will help you get rich faster. I will help you invest in funds that are aligned to you and not to billionaires. I will create legacy for you, right? It's not just I will be rich. So last thing, worth. Okay. And so this is the yelly part. This is Bernadette, the yelly part. So like brace yourself. Okay. I never want to hear from these 27 people. AJ's going to write down all of your names. I never want to hear the words imposter syndrome ever again. Because there are literally imposters running this effing country right now. And they have no problem gaslighting us about all this other bullshit. And you guys have something to offer, whether it's at your day job or whether it's with your clients. I don't care if you work at the bank. I don't care if you work for a Fortune 100 or whatever. Go ask for a raise tomorrow. This is horse shit. So when I say W stands for worth in flow, you guys are waiting until you feel like you deserve it, until you feel like I'm confident. and then you put out the offer, and then you go the leads, and then you do the math, and then you like do all this other stuff. No. Someone asked me the other day, why am I so confident? Sarah in the group said, I wish I had your confidence. And I said, that's lovely. I said, the reason I'm confident is because I don't owe anyone any money and I don't have to work. So I just come here and say whatever I want because there's basically no consequences for me. I come here because I really just love teaching and I want to see more good people making good money so you can take that money and put it back into the world that we need to see. But I spend so much time in my coaching and I decided this year in 2026, if you're coming to me and I told you what to do and then you didn't do it because you're scared or because whatever, I ain't got time for that. None of us have time for that. People are literally getting snatched off the street right now in like unmarked vans right now. And we're like worried about putting an Instagram post up. What are we even talking about, y'all? What are we even talking about? Okay. So Ebony asked me last night, she said, how did your stand-up comedy set go? I did an open mic on last Monday. It's been a week now. And it was terrible, guys. I was so bad. I forgot my whole set. The light hit me. My brain just blanked out. I found out after the fact it was supposed to be clean and I was dropping F-bombs left and right. Didn't know. And guess what? I didn't die. Okay. And none of you will die either if you go ask for the raise, if you change your offer, if you put it out and nobody buys it. Actually, that's a great signal. You're at least moving forward. So what happened with me in my comedy set, I'm glad Ebony asked me this question last night because I'm relaying it to you as an example here. If I didn't go and do the practice, because I have a real, quote unquote, real show on the 24th, and I told my coach, I'm not doing practice. I'm not going. I don't want to, whatever. And she literally dragged me and said, you're going and doing this open mic. And what ended up happening was I realized the reason I didn't say half the jokes is because I don't actually like them. Fun fact, a lot of my jokes were about me like being old and turning 40, but I realized they weren't landing, not to be a humble brag, because I don't look old. And everyone at the open mic were way older than me. So they're probably like, what the hell are you talking about? So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do the old jokes anymore because it doesn't work. This offer with doing old jokes doesn't work. Me being allergic to soy as an Asian person, hilarious, apparently. But I wouldn't have figured that out if I didn't go and offer myself up, put myself vulnerable for 5 minutes, feel like a total ass. And now my set is so much better. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to crush it. I'm just saying. Okay. But it's because I practiced. You guys are trying to put out offers or you're trying to negotiate and never practice. And that's not going to work. If you want to be rich, that's not going to work. You have to go and start offering stuff to people who are willing to pay. And the people who are willing to pay expect a result. So you can't offer up bullshit. Okay. So we have 13 minutes left in the chat. Take a couple minutes right now. What are you going to do after today's talk? What is immediately going to happen as soon as we hang up this call? What has to change? Is it you redoing your finances and seeing how much you really need to make? Is it deciding who your ideal lead is? Is it changing your offer to make it more clear? Is it stopping with the bullshit of imposter syndrome and saying, I'm scared to put stuff out on the internet? What's got to change today? Kevin, find some leads. Okay. Awesome. Creating my net worth, work and offer. Wait, say that again? Work and offer? Wait, what do you mean by this, Maggie?
Say calculating.
Say that one more time.
I meant to say calculating.
Oh, calculating my net worth and then work and offer. Great. Okay. So Lucretia, stop the BS and become clear on what I'm trying to offer, create more offers. Marianta, just because Marianta is currently coaching with me right now, I'm going to say, let's no more than 3. Usually the best way to start out, this is for all of us, small, medium, large, like McDonald's, small, medium, large. So for me, it's, oh, you don't want to pay me $1,500 to coach with me, then you can do my starter pack for $47. You want to do $47? No, I take it back. Sorry, new offer. $1,500 if you want to come coach with me. You don't want to do that? Come to the summit, $700, 2 days of me yelling at you, and then you can go home. You don't want to do that? Small offer, starter pack, $47 includes my book. In all three cases, people are getting help on the thing that I asked them to do, but the level of service that I provide is different. So Marriottas might be like, custom package of 5 sessions over the course of however many weeks. Middle offer might be like 1 or 2 sessions. Small offer might be, here's like the DIY kit. And what I don't want you guys doing is spending so much time building a small offer that's going to require just as much work to sell as a big offer. You guys ever notice that it takes just as much effort to sell like a $47 thing as it does to take to sell a $1,500 thing? So just sell the $1,500 thing, right? Okay. I'm seeing in the chat, leads is the biggest opportunity from Heather. What else so next week is my last session on this. If you guys want to come back next week, I'm talking about the funnel. Where are you finding the challenges and what I just talked about? These are the only options: finances, leads, offers. I'm not even going to do worth because we're done with that today. So that's the only options. FLO. What can I help you with? And then let me open it up to questions. What questions do you have for me that I can answer? Pick my $1 million brain in the next 10 minutes. Yes, Maggie. And then Melody.
My question is, so how would I help people, like I'm working on helping people get out of debt. So how would I structure that?
If only there was someone who does that and you could just copy what she does.
I know, right?
I know. The funny thing is that I offer to other coaches all the time, go through my program, see how I do it, and then make your own version of it. Can I teach you how to do what I do in 10 minutes? Absolutely not. And also not paying me, so not going to do that. But if you wanted to come into I have several other coaches who come through my program. They're like, oh, I see how Bernadette did that. And then I'm going to make my own version of that. So that would be my answer to you. Or come to the summit, May 6th, 7th, and 8th, and we will work through your plan.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay. Melody and then Heather.
So for me, when you mentioned the leads, I know it just so happens, same thing, budget coaching. The clients that I've had have fallen on my lap specifically because of the industry that I work in. So biotech, pharma, healthcare, quality. So I just happen to have gotten those people as clients. But I guess my concern is, and it's a very niche, right? These are like high earners, healthcare, first gen. So my question is, do I continue going towards those leads? Because that just happens to be the bread and butter that's fallen in my lap. Or how do you niche that down even more? Or is that niche even too broad? Because they're like high earning healthcare, life sciences folks who happen to be first gen.
Let's work this through right now. How much do you need to make this year?
I would love to make, I'm starting low, 25,000.
Let's try again.
100,000.
Will 25K this year get you to your retirement goal?
Absolutely not.
So let's just go through what we just did.
So to get to my 900,000, I would need 36,000.
36,000 this year.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. 36,000. All right. How much is your offer right now?
Cheap, 1,200.
1,200. So let's just do the math. How many do you need? 30.
Yeah,
right?
30. Yeah, to get me to 36. Yeah. That's for 1 year too. So I'm giving people a lot. It's $100 a month, basically.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm not gonna be like every other coach, just raise your rate and blah, blah, and know your worth. If that's the offer you have right now, I'd rather you sell the current offer that you have right now for the rest of the year and then revamp it after you've got, have you gotten at least 100 people to go through this program?
No.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to tell you, this is like my personal opinion in this. You should not be raising your rates on anything until 100 people have gone through it and that you have proof that it works. Okay. So I'm past like 100 people in Crush Your Money Goals or whatever, right? So that's like when I started raising my rates. For the first couple of years, I was testing it out to make sure I was in integrity that this is actually going to work for people. Okay. 30 people, let's just say January, February, done. You've got 10 months left in the year, right? March through December. That's 3 clients a month.
Yes.
So what is your plan for 3 clients a month? To get 3 clients a month?
I'm trying to go a little bit more organic because I'm not a social media person. It's more like telling other people, trying to get referrals, putting flyers out, and just going to networking events and trying to get people that way.
And this is for everyone to hear too. I am so anti-social media this year. I'm doing no social media. I got 30 people into the boot camp with 0 social media. Okay. Because I just kept pounding the same thing over and over again. Do you want to be a millionaire? Do you want to be a millionaire? Yes or no? You want to be a millionaire? Yes or no? Do you want to be a millionaire? Yes or no? Okay. So for you, and take this homework into next week, do you have a consistent process that has a high chance of yielding 3 clients a month?
No.
So if it's, I'm just going to go, I'm not like, we just met, right? Hi. Like, I'm just going to go to networking events as they come up, or I'm going to ask for referrals as they come up, versus am I sitting down every Friday and emailing 10 people? Am I going to a networking event once a week, no matter what? Start to formulate like what would a consistent monthly process look. This is why O is operations / offers. Now I'm thinking it might have to be operations now, because operations is what people are messing up on. They're like, oh, like I'm randomly getting clients because they just fall in my lap. They fell in your lap because there wasn't a consistent process to make them come consistently. So between now and next week, I would love to see you back on Monday. And what is the process monthly that you could do that would have a high chance of yielding 3 clients a month?
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
on it.
Great. Love it. And we need
Thank
more
you.
people who are teaching it. And then on the niche question, this is for everyone. You don't need that big of a niche if you only need 30 clients. Let me remind y'all, there are 350 million people in the US. So when y'all are saying, oh, I need to reach everybody all everywhere all the time, no, you don't. And actually the niche that she has is, to me, the right size. It's like people who are like in healthcare, pharmaceuticals, whatever, like high earning, they're probably making 150 minimum like a year. They have the willingness to pay. They all have a specific problem, which is they work in an industry that works them like to the ground. They probably have high debt. Like those are very easy things to talk to. So it sounds like you have an operational issue. Things are falling into my lap, but it's not consistent. And then if I want to make 36K this year, then I need 3 clients a month. That's 1 client a week with a week off.
Okay. I like to look at it that way.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Thank you.
Heather and then Stephanie.
I mentioned that my challenge is leads. And so I am big on social media, as you already know. So from a LinkedIn perspective, I now have stuff going on Instagram, which was new for me this year. But I think what you said earlier about being able to get people interested that will actually pay. So I'm getting attention, like people I haven't talked to in 10 years. We love your reels. We love your content. But there isn't, I think it's something wrong, which we've talked about before, with my call to action. There isn't anything that is driving people. Like I've put in a pivot or comment me, or number one, no one's commenting. No one's messaging me to say, hey, I've had 2 people on LinkedIn say, I want to work with you. But it's more of, hey, it's so great seeing your content. I love it. It's so helpful. You're in my head, blah, blah, blah. But no one like, show me the money. Because that seems to be my biggest challenge, is getting people to actually pay me. And I already know I need 3 clients a month to hit at least 20. It would hit 27 for the quarter, 27K, to get me to my 100K for the year, to get me to my 1,000,010.
Okay. What is the offer?
I haven't even been able to tell anybody, but it's 90 days. It's 90 days of one-on-one coaching for 3K. And you get weekly one-on-ones. I teach you the simple framework on how to go into the hard conversations that will help you either change your career to more money, or go in and ask for a promotion.
Okay. Real-time feedback, y'all.
I'm ready.
Yeah. No, Heather can take it. Heather is a long time. She gets yelled at all the time by me. Okay. Does that sound like a clear offer to you guys in terms of would you go out of your way to go chase Heather down right now? Say, I need to work with you. Real talk. Everyone's like looking away. Like, what is happening here?
I didn't hear
Chris-
anything concrete. Did you say guaranteed? You can't guarantee
No, I'm not
anything, right?
guaranteeing.
Nothing can be guaranteed, but I didn't hear anything, and especially someone like me who comes from this very stressful industry, I would love to transition, but I want money, right? Because if you're making good money, you don't want to take a big jump. So I'm still trying to find something meaty in that statement that makes me say, ooh, let me check out what she's got going on.
So lately I've been talking more about career pivoting and my own experience from 32,000 to 300 through strategic career pivots. So
I like that because you gave me numbers. So for me, as somebody who might be going from one figure to another, that's a drastic change. Even if it was over a 5-year period, that is enticing to me to say, okay, she made moves in 5-10 years and she went close to $500,000. I want to talk to her.
yeah.
And we'll talk about this more. Here's what I'm gonna say. Anyone who's in the coaching space, Heather's not gonna like this answer because she's been with me for a long time, and the coaching space is incredibly saturated. Okay. I've told Heather this many times. I want to get out of coaching because there's a bunch of hoo-has going around saying they're coaches and they don't actually do anything, right? And so the question then becomes, if you're going to stick in the coaching world, which is fine, you have to be incredibly compelling to cut through the noise. Okay. And then the compelling part is I need a clear result. And I'm just not hearing a result. Like for me, even though it's a long tail one, I will help you become a millionaire in 10 years or less. So is it, I will help you raise your salary in X amount of time. I will help you. Like a lot of the coaching that's more, I want you to feel more confident, which is what I'm hearing is like, I want you to feel more confident in like the conversation, having the hard conversations. You started like when you first said it, it was like, what do you get? I asked, what is the offer? And you said one-on-one meeting was the first thing that you said. It was one-on-one meetings. No one wants to pay for one-on-one meetings if they don't know what the result is. It has to be the result first. So what you have to do is take what you said and flip it. Did you guys notice when I said I help you become a millionaire in 10 years or less? Did I say with a 90-day program with weekly Sunday calls and AJ will check your stuff? And no, I just said I will help you become a millionaire or less. People don't even care and how it's happening, but we're all describing how it's happening versus what is going to happen. So like literally later, since Heather is in my cohort, she's allowed to email me and say, give me the next version of this, right? Which is my comment pivot. Commenting pivot so I can do what? Have one-on-one meetings with you and pay you for what? I don't know. I don't understand. I'm not saying, but I'm like, serious, like for me, like and by the way, like high ticket coaching, and we're over time here. So if you guys got to go, we got to go, but I'll take the extra time right now. You're not going to convert people from like an Instagram post to a $3,000 sale. There has to be steps in between. So for me, when I say comment, it's to get my guide. It's to get on my email list, right? And then my email list, it takes a dozen emails before people even, did any of you join this because you were on my email list at some point? Like some point in life, like none of you like saw one Instagram or 10 Instagram posts from me and then were like, you know what? I'm going to pay Bernadette $1,500. So there has to be another, like if you're going to do high ticket, this is for everyone. If you're going to do a high ticket more than $1,000, there still has to be more steps than just like grabbing the attention on the internet. Now, what I'm proud about Heather is she was a person like however many years ago was like, I don't want to do Instagram posts. I don't want to do LinkedIn posts. I don't want to do social media. And now she's up there every day with her tiny mic. And I'm like, great. Awesome. But she's stuck at the top of the funnel. So next week, I'm going to show you the exact funnel that I use. And then it's your job to take that funnel and tweak it for what it is that you're building. Okay. All right. Good question, Heather. Thanks for volunteering that. Where was I? Stephanie. There we go.
So I'm interested in the O for operations. What exactly?
Yeah.
do you mean?
So when I cover this, so like Heather, a couple other people have been in like my flow program in the past. It's still, and I realized like from this last group, I made everyone go back through Crush Your Money Goals because everyone ignored the F part. Everyone's like, it's going to make more money and then didn't spend it correctly. When I talk about O operations, it's making sure that you're delivering on the offer and on the promise that you gave to the leads pretty much flawlessly, or as flawlessly as you can get to.
Okay. So it's connected. It's actually both, right? So you're clear on your offer.
It's offers
then
and
the
operations.
delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I told you guys, maybe it's flow with 2 O's. I don't know. But
Yeah.
like what I'm finding, so this is real talk right now. I'm in a boot camp right now, okay, to like how to grow your newsletter. Okay. Some dude who was referred by someone else that I know. I went to a webinar. It was $1,500. Okay. And I was like, I have $1,500. Yeah, I'll pay $1,500 to figure out how to grow my newsletter. I'm at 6,000 people. I'd like to get to 10. Because I found out that people most convert from my newsletters. They do not convert coming straight off of social media. Okay. So I'm in this newsletter camp. It's every Tuesday, Thursday. This guy just talks a mile an hour. I've done all the homeworks. I've done every single thing. And I realized he just repurposed other shit from other people. And it's not really even about newsletters. Now he's just doing other coaching, like what everyone else says about like high ticket offers and blah, 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 blah. And I know that I'm one of the only people who's actually there's 115 people in this cohort, by the way. So he sold 115 seats at $1,500 for a 5-week program, guys, on newsletters. Like something that's not going to change anybody's life. All right. So dude made 100 grand, right? But in the beginning, he said, if for whatever reason you don't like it or it doesn't work for you, we'll just give your money back. So I was like, no brainer. I'll just do it. And if I don't like it, then I'll just get my money back. Okay. So guess what's happening right now? Week 7, I was like, bro, I want my money back. I said, bro, I want, not to be a dick, but I said, I already have everything that you put out here. I have a $47 offer. I have a social media presence. I have a newsletter. I have a niche. Like he's just selling all the same shit that everyone else is selling. He just repackaged it under a brand of newsletters. I just want my money back because they're like, I already took this class like 1,000 times. And also, like he said, oh, I'll give you feedback. So what this guy does is he gives feedback in the form of like 30-second looms. So he'll go on my website and be like, it looks good. Great job. Next. Okay. Meanwhile, in my cohort, $1,500, AJ is meeting with you guys as many times as you need to be met with. I'm going through people's real life case studies during class. You have the book, you have the courses, you have a one-on-one meeting later. I'm like, first of all, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? This guy does no work and he's getting paid $1,500, right? I'm charging the same amount, but I'm doing like 10 times more work. But the thing that I'm going to hang my hat on is that I'm confident that people will have results at the end of my boot camp and this guy will not. But he made it very clear he didn't care if people had results or not. So that's what I mean by operations. Are people actually getting the result that you said they were going to get? If they're not getting the result that they were going to get, then you didn't do your job. That's my opinion. And that's like what is fucked up about financial advising and coaching and whatever in this space. Is like people are like, oh, you know what? If they hired you as a coach and they don't do the work, it's their fault. I don't agree with that. I actually don't agree with that. As a coach, if I sold you this thing and then I told you exactly what to do, but then you didn't do it, that's a different thing than it's okay. If you did exactly what I told you to do and it still didn't work, then that is my fault. So like the operations and that you guys are giving me feedback in real time today, that's about integrity. The operations is to ensure that what you said was going to work actually works. So that means like if you're doing one-on-one coaching, are they showing up to all their meetings? Are there notes that are coming out after every session? Are those notes useful? If people are going into this is how I figured it out. Heather is actually the one that taught me this. I'm like, okay, people are not doing what I asked them to do. So what did I do? Where am I going wrong here? Where am I going wrong here? And I realized, and this is what I told my flow group. I'm like, guess what, y'all? They're all like, we want to keep doing one-on-one stuff. I'm like, no, you guys all have to go back through Crush Your Money Goals Bootcamp. I fucked up. I let you guys go into leads and operations and all this stuff. You guys still have credit card debt. What are we even talking about? So I made everyone go back. And now I feel very confident about flow going this time around because I realized what the gap was. So if you have a good business and it's operationally efficient and it actually delivers on what you said you're going to do, then people should be getting results at the end. If people are not getting results, you're not running a business, you're running a scam. Melody's okay. I don't think anyone in this room is doing that. I think everyone here is like really highly intentional and really actually trying to help people. But if you are offering something and people aren't getting results, something is not right. Like, I feel like that should be like obvious, but like in the coaching world, everyone's doing that shit right now. Everyone's offering all this coaching and no one's getting results. And they're like, look at me, I'm $1 million coach. That doesn't work. So for operations, like this is your homework assignment, y'all, is if you already have all this put out, like if you're like, okay, I know how much money I need to make. I know who my leads are. I know I like, then probably, and your business is not growing. It's something operational that is not growing. And it's in this order, by the way. It has to be finances, leads, operations, worth. Remember I said in the beginning, you're doing it in the opposite direction. Everyone's like imposter syndrome, and then let me figure out what to make. No. How much do you need to make? Then who are you trying to serve? Are they willing to pay? Then what is your offer? Does the lead and the offer match? If you are offering something that is $1,000 and you need $100,000 this year and you have to sell 100 of them and it doesn't make sense for you to be able to sell 100, then that's not a good plan. So for me, in my own business, true story, I did the math. I was like, okay, if I want to make 100K this year, that means I have to make 25K a quarter. If I sell this thing for $500, let me do the math, and the math mathed out to what I charge right now. And so instead of matching your willingness, like this is the last thing I'll leave you guys with, the mistake that I'm seeing a lot of us make is like we're trying to figure out what people are willing to pay versus deciding how much we want to make and then making the product that creates that willingness to pay. Does that make sense? Like when someone says, honestly, there's 1,000 other financial coaches out there who charge a lot less than I do. So I had to do something different to be able to charge $1,500 for one meet. Think about this, guys. Like everyone who's in my program, like you're doing mostly group coaching. You get one actual one-on-one meeting with me. Okay. But I'm able to do that because I give you so much value on the front end of it. And I tell you guys, you're not allowed to come to the meeting with me until you've done all the other homework, because then we're just wasting time. So whereas a lot of other people doing like the one-on-one coaching, they're like, oh, I'm selling time and this many meetings or whatever. But like, then if you're going to do that model, there has to be a specific tangible result every single meeting. So that's where the offer also has to continue to evolve. And so instead of saying people are not going to be willing to pay me $2,000, what do I got to do that people want to pay me $2,000? That's probably the simplest way I should have said it in the beginning. Let me repeat that. So instead of saying people won't pay me $2,000, what do I have to offer so that people want to pay me $2,000? The speaker thing was a prime example. And that's why Michelle's here. That's why Lucretia's here. That's why Petra Ann is here. Like they're getting all these extra bonus classes because they applied to be speakers for a paid speaking gig at the Plutus Summit and then didn't give me a reason to pay. And it wasn't because it was bad or they're bad, whatever. I'm not calling out anyone that's saying they didn't, but that's how most people operate. They're like, oh, you should hire me because I have a really great topic and I'm nice and I have a website and like whatever. Versus there's only one out of 24 submissions that did this. And I didn't hire that person because they were too late. They came in after the deadline. So the one submission that came in that I would have paid for had this person been on time, when we put out the question, hey, we have a paid speaking opportunity. What are you willing to talk about and give us some more information about it? The only one person sent, here is my speaker reel. So here's evidence that I've done this before. Here is the title of the talk that I'm going to talk about with the description tailored to the audience here. Here is my standard, here's my standard rate usually. Gave all that information up front. Everyone else made me chase them. Everyone else made me chase. I had to go, you know why it took me so long to respond to people? Because I had to look up everyone's website and try to find video of you speaking to see if you can actually talk or not. So think about that in your own businesses. Are you asking people to go chase you to find proof of whether or not you're good at your job? And then asking them, oh, you did all this work, now you pay me. You did all this work to come find me and vet me out and find proof and find evidence and think of questions to ask you, but now you owe me money. That's not how that works, guys. You're all looking at me really blank because probably all of us are guilty of doing this at some point, right? All of you are looking at me like this because you're all like being like, you have to pay me and you have to prove to me why you should pay me. Like versus me, like on Crush Your Money Goals, there is a video with real life clients saying, Bernadette changed my life. And then there's a pricing, which is I don't hide the pricing. My pricing is right on my website for everybody to see. Okay, so that's my TED Talk for today. We went over because I'm feeling like some type of way today. So proud of you guys for dealing with the shit. And next week, I'm going to talk through the funnel. If you like this vibe and you feel like this is helpful, imagine this over 2 days, May 6th to 8th. Now I'm putting out my offer, okay? The only offer I'm putting out from now until the end of the year to work with me is to come to the summit. Because I only want to work with people who are willing to show up in real life and actually work through real problems. There'll be less yelling, more hanging out and masterminding. And if you have any questions about that offer, it is $700 right now as the early bird. I would really appreciate if you feel like this is helpful to take a leap on that. And I will put my stamp on it and say, if you come to the summit and you feel like it wasn't worth it and it didn't change your business, I'll just give your money back. Personally. So now it's about you. So I'll see you guys next time.